Paint Care is all about keeping it simple for Oregonians. They make recycling leftover paint, stain, and varnish easy with convenient locations like your local paint store. Paint Care has 3 simple rules for painting smarter and reducing waste. 1, buy the right amount of paint for the job. 2, use up what's left. And 3, recycle the rest. Learn more or find a paint drop-off site near you at paintcare.org/3simplerules.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This fall, Portlanders will not only be voting for a new mayor and a whole new city council, they'll also be voting in an entirely new system. Ranked choice voting is coming to Portland, and there's even an effort to institute it statewide. Advocates say it's a more equitable system that gives voters even more choice and power at the ballot box, but it's pretty different from what we're used to, and it can be a little confusing. So today on CityCast Portland, we're talking with the Ranked Choice Voting Project Manager for Multnomah County Elections, Leah Benson, and she's here to help us make sense of this new system. She's even created a practice ballot for us to try out at home, so go get that blue or black ballpoint ink pen ready. It's Monday, August 5th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Leah, can you explain what ranked choice voting is and why the heck we're doing it?
Absolutely. So ranked choice voting is a style of voting that allows voters to select candidates in order of preference instead of choosing only one. And they're allowed to choose multiple candidates, their first choice, their second choice, so on and so forth. And that means if your first choice candidate doesn't receive enough votes to win and is eliminated, your second choice still is in the running. The reason that we're using it is because in November of 2022, voters in both the city of Portland and in Multnomah County voted to require the use of ranked choice voting in their elections moving forward. And so we're starting with City of Portland first.
Yeah, it seems like ranked choice is all the rage. I saw that there is a ballot measure that's trying to get signatures to make the state elections also ranked choice. I mean, everybody wants to rank choice.
It sure is everywhere. Love to be on trend.
How will this work in the mayor's race when there are like a bunch of candidates going after one job? How fast does that sorting happen? Will it take longer to determine a winner since we have ranked choice now?
It's a good question. It's a big question. Okay, I'm going to get at this from a few different angles.
Okay.
So for the mayor and for the auditor for City of Portland, for those, it's single winner ranked choice voting. What that means is we're electing one person, which is something people are used to. And so in order for them to win, they need to get over 50% of the vote, so a majority.
Okay.
So the first thing that we do, and when I say we, I'm really talking about software, okay? So we, the software, the first thing that we'll do is look at people's rank 1 votes. So that's people's first choices. And then we look to see, did any candidate get over 50% of the vote, looking at only people's ranked 1 choices? Perhaps they did. And if that happens, cool, we found our winner. If they didn't, ranked choice voting then moves to the next round of counting, which happens instantaneously within the process. And so with that, the lowest candidate is eliminated. So the candidate that got the least amount of votes. And then the people who voted for that candidate in rank 1 have their votes transferred to their next highest ranked choice. So let's say John was my favorite candidate. I really wanted him to be mayor.
It's always John.
It's always John. I'm sorry. But unfortunately, I was the only person in Portland that liked John. And so he was eliminated first. Fortunately, though, my second rank was you, Claudia. And so
that's great. Thank you.
In round 2 of counting, my ballot would be transferred to be a vote for you. And so this continues in rounds in that the lowest ranked candidate is eliminated and their votes are transferred to their voters' next highest ranked choices until one candidate has reached over 50% of the vote. I realize all of this is pretty dense to hear about, And I do find that it's really much easier to visualize for me. Fortunately, both the city and the county have a lot of great visualizations. I would recommend going to multco.us/RCV. And we've got a really great animated video that explains what all of this looks like so that you can get a better feel for it.
We'll throw that in the show notes. Okay, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, how ranked choice voting will play out in the city council races.
Hey, it's John from CityCast Portland. Let's face it, sometimes bad stuff happens. A serious injury, a catastrophic accident, even a wrongful death. It can really turn your world upside down. And when it does, you deserve unwavering support from a dedicated team. Yeah, you need a lawyer. D'Amour Law Group has over 30 years of experience protecting the rights of Oregonians. Their team of skilled attorneys, led by the renowned trial lawyer Tom D'Amour, will work tirelessly to make sure your voice is heard and your rights are protected. Here's what one of his clients said. Tom fights for his clients from the first day they meet him through the last day of trial. So if you need help holding those responsible for your injuries accountable, contact D'Amour Law Group at 503-222-6333 or visit d'amourlaw.com to schedule a free consultation. They're committed to fighting for the justice and compensation you deserve right here in Portland.
Oh, hey, we're invited to the Johnson Summer Pool Party this Saturday.
Oh, Saturday? But that's when the Blinds guy's coming to give us a quote.
Oh, I already found everything we need at Blinds.com. They're totally online, so we don't have to wait around all day just to get a quote. And they're sending us free samples.
Well, Blinds.com sounds like a no-brainer.
Shop Blinds.com now for summer savings up to 45% off. Save up to 45% at Blinds.com. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
I was going to ask him, like, you know what? I just don't foresee any of these mayoral candidates getting over 50. There's just so many, and there's just too, you know what I mean? There's just a lot of people. So this kind of makes sense. And also to your John note, I want you to know that the correct choice would have been Julia, our producer. She really should be your number one choice.
Okay, noted for the future. She would have been if she was in this room.
We talk
with
about
us.
it all the time. We're just like, she really should be our boss. Okay. The city council races will be a little bit different, though, right? Like, because each district will eventually pick 3 winners. I thought it would just be the top 3, but then I watched a video about it, and it made it seem a lot more complicated than that. Like, what's happening?
I understand it does seem really complicated, but yes, we are choosing the top 3, the 3 most popular. Just like with the mayor, you're going to rank your top 6 candidates, or up to 6. You can rank as few or as many as you would like. And then the tabulation goes into effect. Once we're counting all of the ballots, we go through a really similar process. The difference here is since we're electing 3 at the same time, I'm going to throw out some jargon for you.
Okay.
The threshold for election changes.
Okay.
Threshold for election means, like, when there's one winner, we're looking for a majority, so over 50%. So when we're electing 3 people, they need over 25%. Because if we have 3 candidates that get over 25%, it's mathematically impossible for a 4th one to get enough votes to win. So the way that it's going to work is, again, we start tabulation by looking at people's rank 1 choices. And we're looking for people to reach that over 25% threshold. So let's say in the first round of counting, Julia wins, obviously, and gets over 25% of the vote. Excellent, great, wonderful, she's elected. Let's say she gets 28% of the vote then. So in that case, she has what we call a surplus. So that means that extra almost 3% of her vote, an equal percentage of every vote for every voter that voted for Julia is transferred to their next highest ranked candidate.
Oh my gosh, see, this is when I'm like, what?
Totally. I know it sounds complicated, but the purpose is that every single person has their whole vote counted. And so we're taking a percentage of that surplus of every single vote so that everyone knows that their full vote is expressed. And so we continue counting in rounds where we eliminate candidates and transfer their votes until we have 3 candidates that all reach that threshold for election of over 25% of the vote.
I'm just so glad somebody else is doing the math. You know what this reminds me? It reminds me of the world's longest House meeting. Do you know what I mean? Where everyone has to be heard and you're just like, just do the dishes, John. Sorry, John. I don't know why your name was on. I know you would do the dishes. Let me. So just do the dishes, Dirk. I don't know. Oh, I know that guy too. You know, I should just. I just keep naming people I know.
It's always the dude.
But that's what it feels like, you know, like you're just like, oh my God. But you're saying it's going to be quick. It's not going to take any longer, right?
Absolutely. It's instantaneous in terms of the process. How long it takes to produce results, that's the part that we can't make any promises for. Because in terms of us being able to confidently release results, like we will release preliminary results at 8 p.m. on election night, just like we do always and for all other types of contests. That said, our confidence in the results rests entirely on how many ballots we've processed and counted. So as more people turn in ballots and we count more of them, then we're able to have greater confidence in the results. But we can't be for certain about the results until we've counted all of the ballots. I think I'm just trying to be honest and saying, like, this is our first time doing it. And so we don't want to overpromise.
Right.
We'll all see together.
You know what would be so cool is if we could somehow hire Steve Kornacki, like it was like our birthday, but it was just our first ranked choice voting. And he could just, he could have the visuals and the khakis and he could explain it to us. And I mean, it would be exciting then.
It would be exciting. I mean, also, like, one thing I will say is all of this sounds super complicated and it's definitely more complex. But that said, the math is not actually that hard when you get right down to it. I will confess that I'm like solidly mediocre at math at best. And it's stuff that I easily understand and can do and don't need like a TI 100. I don't know. What are those giant calculators?
I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're like, look, it's percentages. It's not that hard.
It's fine.
Just imagine a pie. Okay, so 2 other states and over 50 jurisdictions across the country are using the system. Have they found any unintended consequences? Like, oh, we didn't think about this. Like, does it lead to candidates nobody wanted getting elected? It's like, why are you here?
I want to like offer you something interesting here, but no. I think like as much as it's new to Portland, it is not a new form of voting, period. Like San Francisco has been doing this since 2004. Like New York City does it, Minneapolis, like it's pretty commonly used and especially internationally. So any election, I suppose there can be surprises, but nothing wild with ranked choice voting.
Well, you've recommended people actually practice this. Even though you're like, it's really easy, you still think people should practice. And I understand you've actually put together a special ranked voting exercise for CityCast Portland listeners to pick the city's best pizza place. So how is this going to work?
So the way this is going to work is I've put together an online mock election using a platform called Ranked Vote. And this is a tool that allows people to practice ranked choice voting. And so for that, the wonderful folks of CityCast supplied me with some pizzerias that I plugged into there. And I believe you'll be sharing this, right?
Oh, yeah. We're going to throw the ballot in our show notes and our newsletter. So everyone's going to get it.
All right. Okay, because this is really important stuff that we're voting on here.
It really is.
Like, what is the best pizza? So, again, this is going to be similar to what Portlanders' ballots will look like in that you can rank up to 6 candidates or pizzerias, and then we'll be able to see what the results look like. And it's obviously super official, and someone will be crowned.
It's really exciting stuff.
It's exciting.
It really is.
The thing I wanted to say that I thought was funny was... So when I offered that we could do this, and I was like, what do you want to vote on? And the ultimate answer was pizza. I have to confess that last year for my 40th birthday, I forced people to have a ranked choice voting pizza contest for my birthday party. I know. If you thought I was cool, I'm not. I'm really not.
No, you're even cooler is what I'm hearing.
Deeply uncool over here. I won't tell you who won there, but I will say it was some of the same candidates. There's one difference between this mock election using ranked vote and the real one is that you're not able to write in candidates in ranked vote. So I'm sorry, not every single pizza place is included there. So you'll have to just pick from the ones that are provided.
Yeah, and we picked some good ones.
You pick some good ones.
Yeah. Well, Leah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and going through it. I know people have been asking us questions, and I hope that this was helpful for anyone listening trying to figure out like what's coming.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.